Okay, there we go. Now we
Woo!
are.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
A whole week, and I missed you during every second of it. All right,
Oh
hey,
my God.
bestie.
Wait.
Yeah,
Did you know? Oh my God. One of my favorite movies is out, or I should say the second series. Sorry, I got squirreled. But
I love
it's
it when you
the
know.
it's
Let me
The
take a
Devil
guess.
Wears Prada 2.
I knew it.
I so want to go. We need to go.
Yeah, we were talking about this. I messaged you last night to give you like we should do like a long distance date where like we both see it and then we meet up for dinner afterwards and just wear Bluetooth and talk about the movie.
Yes. I'll sit you in the chair across from me, and we can
It'll be
have
super.
our glass of sparkly.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, well, hey everyone. Hey besties. Welcome back. This is where we get our lives together in real life. Not perfectly, just better than last week.
That's all we're looking for, just 1% better.
And then, so to start this off, we've introduced our series of movement moment. So to get us moving today, we're going to play a quick little song, couple minutes, get our bodies up and moving. Come join us for this too. And then let's get shaken. Ready?
Yes, let's go.
You hear it, okay? No, right? Me too. I think that song is one of my favorite songs from Abel Hart. If you've not heard Abel Hart, and maybe that was muted too, I have to share that my favorite part of that, where he's like, I got a whole lot of love, you can have it. I say that so much now, like since I've heard that song, whatever, because I'm a big I love you girl. I say I love you to everyone. My heart is so big. I love everyone that's trying,
Exactly. The same with me. I'm just I want to be kind to everybody. I expect everybody else to be kind to me, but that's not necessarily true. However, I found my yes buddy. You are my yes buddy.
Damn straight. Yes.
Yes. Oh, you want to go do this? Yes.
Let's chat about who we are. So first, I'm Jen. I support people in their hardest season.
And I'm Christina, and I help people build systems that actually work with their brains.
I love that so much. And I love that we found each other. Thank you for joining our quick little chat here. We're going to talk about, let's cover up some wins from last week first.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Wins. You go first, because I think last week I went first. So you get to go first this week.
This week I was really focused on my family. So the end of school is approaching really quickly.
Really?
And husband has been out of town for quite some time. So I'm like really proud of how I've been able to hold down the family fort of it all. I feel like whenever dad leaves, we get a little bit of change in how, we're like, dad cooks, I don't cook. So, dinner is a little different around here. Waking up is different. And I'm just really proud of how I've held it down so far. I honestly feel like I've been playing a lot with the kids. They've been really kind. Like my 12-year-old climbed in my bed this morning and woke me up by giving me like the world's biggest hug. And she's like, you're the best mom in the world.
That's so cute. I love that for you.
I felt really good about it. So that was my wins this week.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
My wins, I finished putting together a short course, which I will be putting out here shortly. And that is on putting your becoming board together. So I'm really excited about that. Plus, I think I wrote 4 or 5 chapters of my new book. So yeah, I've been busy yet brain dumping. I'll put it that.
And, just a real quick note, because it's kind of unfair that I get to read it before everyone else and I've seen it. I am so proud of you. I love reading your written word. I'm a huge reader. I love to read a lot. And I'm going to say that yours just flows so perfectly. I honestly can't wait to see it in print. You are so intelligent and I am so proud of you. You just get things done. You're just a get her done girl. You're like,
yeah, that's the Capricorn. Huh? That's the Capricorn in my. So I'm a Leo, so of course I'm going to get shit done and lead through it. But I also have Capricorn, which means I'm a hard worker too. So
I love that.
I know. I love that too. But for me, that's what makes me happy, is to be able to do things. And we talked about this a couple other times, checking the box off, right? And thank you so much for saying that. I am so excited about this. This is something that's been in the making for a while. And it's all about adulting and how hard adulting is, and gives you some strategies on how to, adults better.
Like incredible strategies. Just for the record, my favorite chapter. So yesterday I kind of poked through some of them, right? And I just want to stress to you how cool I thought your chapter about preparing dinner was. Like, I really, like, as a mom, it sucks because like here I am keeping everything up while husband's out, right? Like, this is kind of huge house and I have to clean it constantly, and my youngest doesn't know how to clean up after herself yet, and I have 2 jobs already, so I just feel overwhelmed all the time. And then when you add on having to feed these kids at least 3 times a day, it's so overwhelming. But your advice in chapter 6 kind of blew my mind. Like, I was like, why didn't I think like that before? And it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense on how it's going to make life so much easier. Anyway, so for your book, I can't wait till it comes out. We should keep talking about it so that everyone knows about it before it gets here too.
I agree. Thank you. Did you know, well, last week we talked about consistency, right? Is that what I think that's what the topic was. And so part of all of what goes through my book as a theme through that is consistency and just showing up for yourself over and over and over again. So that part, I think, figures into a lot of things that we do in our life, right?
Absolutely.
What was the biggest takeaway for you from last week?
Because we talked a little bit about like what it means to be successful as a part of that too. And I guess, gosh, what did I take away from it? It was a really big conversation. I had fun chatting with you last week. What did you take? Maybe you could take the heat off of me. What did you take away?
Yeah, I kind of put you on the spot, didn't I? And last week I asked you that question. I was like, oh shit, what was mine? Or I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it scared. That was the one thing that, and I don't even know if it was part of that conversation or if it was part of the after live conversation that we had. But you say this and you're just like, just do it. And you just said, do it scared. And every time I go live, that's what I'm doing. It's doing it scared, and it's becoming easier and easier and easier. Same with making videos.
Absolutely. Completely agreed. In fact, it's funny because I say do it scared from Bettina, which we both know from our brand house, who's an amazing human being. So have I told you my very funny story about with Brand House? So Brand House is a group that we've joined. Highly recommended if you feel into it at all. Didn't know what I was getting into. Honestly, would pay money to follow Abel Hart as a cult anyway, but was pretty excited to find out that it was really based about social media and getting yourself out there. So the very first video I had to make, I couldn't make it. Have I told you this? I was absolutely a wreck. Like, I actually was like shaking. I think I had my very first panic attack as an adult. I tried for 2 whole days to just take it over and over again, and I am just losing my mind. So I reach out to Bettina, just completely. I don't even know who she was at the time. I just chose somebody randomly from Brand House and was like, I can't do this. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And so she was there, like, she picked up the phone and immediately supported me and was like, here's what you're going to do. And I know it feels scary now, but you're going to do it. So it's just so funny that, like, you know, it's coming directly from Bettina. And every time I hear that, like, do it scared, I think of her. And the fact that she, like, picked up the phone and was like, just do it. And I'm like, yes, I will just do it. Because Bettina said so.
But that's one thing I love about you. You are so brave and have so much courage and are so sweet and kind and intelligent and just emotionally intelligent too. It was just, for you to say that was like mind blowing for me, because I just think of you as this great person who's, you know, kind of helping me go through this too, but maybe in a way we're helping each other.
Absolutely. I mean, I loved that. So our story behind this is, right, I went live and I hated it. I hated it so much. It was like so terrible. And so Christina was like, well, let's do it together. It'll make it easier and better. And I'm like, heck yeah, with you, anything, boo.
I love you too.
Okay. So let's start here for today. So our topic for today is you're making life harder than it needs to be. And I think one of the biggest things that I would like to start off with, like a subtopic, is that I think we say yes too much.
Yes.
Why do people do this, do you think?
Part of it might be because of FOMO, right? Fear of being left out. I've let that go because now I know what the word no is. But if it's coming for me, and I'm coming from my experiences, right? For me, it's that excitement of like you'll say something and just that excitement that I get from you because you just want to do it makes me want to say yes. But the other part too is if it's new and novel, then I also want to be part of it. And that seems to be what gravitates towards me. So I want to say yes to everything. So there's part of that pulls, but the other part is that dopamine hit that people get from saying yes to, or they're kind or they're being nice.
Right. Do
Right.
you think that people are afraid to say no because they're being nice?
Yeah. I mean, they could be because of perception, maybe. Maybe they don't want to disappoint. Maybe they just, you know, don't want to miss out. So I think there's all kinds of different reasons. You have to figure out what that reason is for you on why you say yes, or don't use the word no as much as you should.
Right. And I think like thinking about me particularly is that whenever I say yes to things that I don't want to say yes to, like in the moment, they're always the wrong thing too. Like, let me explain. So as a mom, life is totally different. Right. And
Yep.
so I have a dear friend who doesn't have children, and her idea of hanging out is until 4 a.m.
Oh gosh.
And I want to be her friend, right? And I want to be supportive. And I know she doesn't have kids and she wants to have a good time. So here I am supporting her the whole time. But then, when the bar closes at 2 a.m. and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and she's like, let's go to the next one. I really need to find the way to say no, because in saying yes, all I do is hurt myself. I hurt myself the next day at work. I hurt myself having to take care of my kids. And there is nothing harder than taking care of kids when you're hungover.
Oh my God.
That'll sober you up like a mofo. You're like, I'm never drinking again.
I don't know how many times I've done that. I look back and I'm like, God, I was just not the best mom at times, right? Because
Right.
we all kind of think that as moms. But yeah, I want to go out and party with my friends and have fun when I was younger. But now, I mean, and so that would interrupt my day with my kids and it would blow everything out of proportion the next day. And so when you get to your 50s and you go out and get drunk, it's now 3 days of downtime, not just.
So I was just about to ask, is it? So here I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I know that saying yes to something like that is probably an old me, if that makes sense. Like it was the old Jen before she had kids who could stay up and do fine, but I can't anymore now. So now you being 50, how does that change for you whenever you go out? Like, are you more of a yes or a no, or what does that mean for you?
I talk about strategies in my book on how to say no.
Uh-huh.
So it's funny you brought that up. And part of it is, you know what? I have to go look at my calendar.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's one way because that pause of before answering, always take a pause. And that's one of the scripts that I keep in my head automatically when somebody goes, hey, you want to go out tonight? You want to do this? You want to come see me? Let me go check my calendar and I will get back to you.
Yeah, because that beat gives you a moment to actually use your brain instead of that lizard brain that wants the joy of saying yes, right?
Exactly. And most of the time it's going to be no for me because I don't find any value in going to the bar and hanging out with people that are getting drunk because I don't want to be around it and I don't drink. So yeah, it's not it's fun to go out and have a little bit of fun, but not to go to the bar and drink and get drunk anymore.
Maybe like truth be, if that's your fun, good for you, whatever. You probably
Exactly.
don't have kids and you probably have your life together and you can afford your liquor to hang out there all day. But the truth is, like, that's a good point though, because I feel like now that I'm my new self, and I think I've been pushing my new self back for a long time. Like I've had kids for a while and I wanted to be my old self the whole time, which is just silly. We should have had like a funeral for that old Jen the day I had babies. You know what I mean? But because then I think I'd be aware of it. But here we are now. And I know that, and back in the day, so I love karaoke. We kind of chatted about this a little bit. And I wondered like when 2020 happened and karaoke wasn't an option, I was like, I really like talking to drunk people. Like I really enjoy starting conversations with strangers. Here we are 8 years later, and I'm like, I hate talking to drunk people. They say the same stuff the whole time. They have absolutely no intelligence. They're way too busy trying to get into my pants instead of actually keeping me entertained for 10 seconds. So, I don't even find that joyful anymore. Like, what is joyful for me is like a hike, hanging out with my girlfriends. Oh my God, I love food.
Yes, I do too. I love food. Putting my toes in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of my favorite things to do. Or going for a hike. I love going for hikes. We need to do that.
Yeah.
But also going for walks for me, which clears my brain out.
It's so good for you. There's so many studies that show just getting outdoors and having like outdoor air touching your eyes and sun rays, even if you're not in the vitamin D turn or whatever, it's still so good for you, like your body and your circadian clock and your brain. And I say, do it. Do that.
Do it. If you're not walking outside every single day, you need to start doing it. It's part of my morning routine is to get outside right away in the morning and spend that time in nature, even though I live in a city. But that when I get up in the morning, there's nobody else up except for the birds, which is freaking fantastic. And so me and Dioji go out for a little walk and it's peaceful. I can deep breathe. I can just start my day fresh. But then get out in the sun too. What you said, there's so much research out there right now that it is pointing back to that vitamin D or that the energy we actually get from the sun. It's amazing, but make sure you wear your sunscreen.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. Definitely agreed with that. If I could say anything for that. Sunscreen, a big old brimmed hat, that's okay too.
The bigger, the better, of course. Yes.
So my morning routine every morning, I have to take my dog. I have an elderly dog, so I carry him out to the front yard. We have a tri-level, not a tri-level. I have a walkout basement. So going out in the back is like way too much for him right now.
Yeah.
So I carry him out to the front and I put him down and then I take off my shoes and I hug a tree for the time that he's out there. And I always think it's so funny because my neighbors will drive by. No one ever waves to me like while I'm hugging a tree. What do you think they're saying?
Well, I don't know. I get beeped at when I'm bending over picking up my dog crap. So,
That sounds shitty.
That's a good one. Yeah. I wonder what people think when you're just wandering around. And I've seen people drive around a couple times and they look like, wow, I see her again. She's out walking again. Yeah, I walk a lot.
I bet you they're like, note to self, I need to be walking.
Well, they say it's the easiest way if you're looking to slim down, the easiest way to do that is just walk. Just get out there and walk.
I actually read something recently about and forgive me, I'm not really good at medical stuff, but I hear a lot and I read a lot. But so there's something involved with your cortisol that as an adult woman, that is something that is a grave concern, and measuring that out, mirroring it out with how you eat and when you eat. And I heard that when you take a 10-minute walk after every meal, it has a huge impact on your cortisol. In fact, that no medication can meet it at the same thing. It basically just helps your body digest the food faster and absorb it faster so that it's not sitting in there. And so it's not making you tired. It just operates your body better by doing that.
Yes. Oh my God. We could go on for days on the topic of food, especially what is coming up in all these studies with what's in our food.
Right.
All the highly processed food. But again, that's a huge topic. It's one of those topics I'm really passionate about too, is how do we get people back to eating naturally, right? What is actually grown in the ground without all the crap that's sprayed on it, all the pesticides and all that crap. Oh my God. Oh, I could go.
You know what? This might be one of those moments where I'm enabling my new word and I'm saying, no, I cannot make food 3 times a day. I just can't do it.
No, but you can meal prep though.
Okay, next question. Okay, no, but for real quick, the things that you're saying yes to, follow your heart, right? Follow
Oh God,
the
yes.
vision of who you're going to be in the future. Take
Yeah.
that beat. I really like that, to check your calendar so that
Yeah.
you can identify it's what you want to do, because half of the things that stress you out are the things you said yes to. If you
Yeah.
could just learn to say no, then you can measure out like what's too much, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and for me, saying no is all about my goals too, and becoming the person that I want to become. Because if I spend that time going out and doing things that are in the moment, having fun, yeah, sometimes I'm going to do that. But most of the time, I'm going to say no because I'm just so focused on getting my shit done that I want to get done.
Have you heard that
We don't
Connor,
have a lot of time on this
right?
earth to really think about it.
Have you heard that Connor Price song, "Nah, I'm Gonna Stay In"?
Say that again,
Okay.
because that like what
Abel Hart, let me start there. Abel Hart, whom I love so much and we both know.
Yes.
Have you ever heard the name Connor Price?
Connor Price.
Okay,
It
so
sounds familiar.
look him up. Fantastic. Okay. I found him through Abel like first, but Connor Price is also a musician who is a rapper, and really great high vibe songs. And my favorite song of his as of late is "Now I'm Gonna Stay In." And it's like, so like one of his verses is like, "I'm so good, the first million I had to make two." Like, and it's so cute. But he's like, so when you guys are doing what you're doing, fine, but nah, I'm gonna stay in. Like, I got another million to make.
Exactly. So, but the more that I did it, I found out too that my friends stopped asking me to do stuff, which I'm completely okay with too, because, that was, again, a previous version of me. And now I'm becoming this new person that I really want to become.
Yeah. And someone who's on the other side of that sometimes, like I'll be like, hey, let's hang out. And friends are like, no, not tonight. I've got to sleep. I already have my jammies on.
Yeah. Or it's like with you, I want to call you and be on the phone with you all the time because we don't live in the same city. So it's like, or my friend our friend Leanne too. I could just sit on the phone with her, and we haven't sat on the phone for hours, and we just get stuff done. But at the same time, it's just having that girl time, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, and so like that's kind of what I was saying too, is that I feel like you're worth the wait. You know what I mean? So fine. You don't want to go out and drink with me when I invited you 3 times in a row at 9 p.m. Like I can't wait till the time that I get to hear from you and get to do what you want. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you're in a good friendship, they'll A, understand that, and B, be so excited when you get to meet on that middle ground.
Exactly. I have a friend, Nikki, who lives in the neighborhood where I live. And so, oh my God, this is so cute. So Nikki has Gemma, Miss Gemma, and then of course, Mr. DOG. So Gemma's a girl, DOG's a boy, and they are boyfriend and girlfriend. So they are so cute together. It is hilarious. Oh, and by the way, Gemma is I think American bully. So she's, a nice big dog, and DOG, he's a gentleman. So
he's such a fluffy dog.
He's a gentleman. But I want to do stuff with my friend Nikki when she comes over, or she'll sometimes call or text me and say, hey, I'm on a walk. You and DOG want to join? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But I think it's with any friendship, there's that give and take of, okay, they're busy. That's okay. Well, I'll catch up with them later. Or same on my side. I'm like, oh, she's busy. Okay, I didn't think anything of it. She's just busy. So if I start to think, and this would have been the old way of me thinking, would have been like, oh, is she mad at me? What did I do? Oh my God. Maybe I should text her again. And I start worrying about, oh, she said no, she couldn't do it, or didn't even pick up my text. But now, since I've let a lot of shit go, it's just freeing.
That's huge.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to say it. I'm not as stressed as I was like 2 years ago.
Right, because you're not stressed about things you accidentally said yes to that you really don't want to do.
Exactly. I'm finally standing up for myself, right? So that part, you have a lot to look forward to as you get older. I'll put it that way.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay. And so you know what I think? I think that you can make it worse by saying yes to everything and then trying to do everything.
Oh my
Which
God.
is a very fun topic for you and me, because I feel like we really could do everything.
Of course we could. Like, I don't know how many AI agents I need to set up in order to get all of the ideas going in my head. And
Right.
so there's like so many different systems I've tried in order to like capture everything that I want to do. And it's so hard to put it all into one. Um, how do you handle it? How do
You
you
know,
handle that?
I think one thing is, oh, I love doing everything. I'm one of those. So like would do everything, and
Yes.
the
Yes.
more I do, the better I am at it. So pile it on, that's totally fine. But you know what I will totally say is something that gets me is when I'm the one that says yes all the time. There's a point in doing it all the time that you're like, why am I the only one doing this? How come nobody else feels like, I'm just going to bring up doing dishes because everyone else in the house contributes to doing dishes, but I'm the only one that has it on my checklist. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so, at what point is that too much for me? And I guess for me, I know it's too much when I start to say those things in my head. Like, why isn't anyone else doing this? Why am I the only one? Why do I feel like when I use why questions to begin the statement, I'm like, I did too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm taking on too much. Where I'm like, give me, give me, give me, give me. I'll put it on my list. Maybe I'll get it done someday.
Do you
But
ever get to a point where you know that, like, let's start with the story. Have you ever been to a point where you did too much, where you were like, oh no, I am buried in diapers with no pants on?
my buried in diaper moments. Oh my God, I have so many of them. Let me think of one. I'm going to use this morning as that example because this morning um, I I normally get up at 4. So I do my morning routine and I'm normally done with that around 7. By 7 o'clock, I am on 3 different calls and I have to clean my house or pick up my house because I have a an appointment coming in for advisory services coming in, and we're going to talk about their life, but I have to have my house arranged. So I'm doing that. Plus, I got to jump in the shower and get ready. So I'm doing that. And somebody else texted me and said, hey, I need help with this. And of course, while I'm getting ready, I'm hitting the button and saying, okay, let's talk through it. And then the session which was probably that hour was like the only thing, it was nice and quiet. It was happening. I was in the moment. That was kind of the moment since I woke up. And then after that, then it's like, oh my God, we got to get ready for the show. And oh my God, I'm doing training later. I got to get ready for that. I need to do this. And it was just so Wednesday mornings are my mornings I should be saying no to.
Right. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I'm going to share mine because mine is also this morning from last night. So I'm one of I have 2 jobs, right? And the house is huge. Husband's out of town. I've got so much to do. I still need to go grocery shopping and then prepare for dinner and lunch and everything, right? So then tell me why did I invite my niece and nephew to spend the night and stay in the house while we're doing all of this? And the kids had a snow day today. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So then I have a house full of people and a long list of things to do. And I probably just should have not said yes to begin with. But you know what? Fun stuff. We're going to make it through.
When I said yes, when my kids were littler and people would come over or other kids would come over, it was because they kept my kids busy.
Yeah. And I would agree. However, I don't feel like moving the thing, but so it snowed last night, right? So then kids went and got grenadine and made like snow cherry balls.
Oh my gosh.
In my studio.
Everywhere. Ugh.
In my studio. Why they couldn't do it upstairs in the living room or the kitchen where it's meant to have messes like that. No, they did it in my studio. And now right underneath me on my beautiful wool carpet down here.
No.
It's just red mark. So I'm totally fine taking everything on until I have to clean up a red mark on my carpet. And then I'm like, why am I the only one doing this? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Wow. Oh my God.
You'll
That would be
survive. I don't
frustrating.
even care. I saw them take down the grenadine and I thought to myself, you should tell them not to do that down there. And I was like, don't waste your breath. They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, they're just going to do it anyways. I mean,
Right.
as long as mom isn't watching, they'll do everything.
Absolutely. Sucks for them. I'm always watching.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like I can remember being a child and going over to my grandmother's. They had a farm. And so we were over there as kids as a lot because my mom worked swing swish shift and my dad also worked at the same time. So as we were growing up, we would stay out at the farm a lot. And the farm was full of all kinds of animals like cows, pigs, horses. No, there weren't any horses, sheep, just chickens, geese, whatever. And just being able to go around and play there was amazing because we didn't have any supervision whatsoever. Grandma was making dinner or making whatever in the kitchen. Grandpa was fixing tractors or doing chores or whatever. And we had this huge property to explore. They had like a little junkyard that had a old mail delivery truck in there, and I can remember playing and we just sitting there, drive this old truck and in and out and chase the geese. And then they would chase us and of course nip us in the butt. And then, and then, we'd go pick eggs, we'd go pick berries. We were outside constantly.
And that independentness, being
And
away from there and
yeah.
feeling like you weren't being watched, I am knowing that had to have a great impact on you. You know what? Totally off topic, but I have to share. I met a girl this weekend, another mom, a friend of ours, right? They've been playing together for a while. They go to school together. It's our very first outside of school play date. So I go over to their house and I have to tell you, I'm just totally thrown off by this and I can't stop thinking about it. So we're chatting and I'm like, well, next time let's do a play date at our house. And the mom says, we don't go to other people's houses. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you're allowed to come here anytime and our kids can come here, but we don't go to other people's houses. And I don't know why, it just really threw me off. I was like, well, then what the hell's happening at your house that you can't come to my house? And now I'm always going to come with my kids to your house, for the record. But do you think that's weird?
That's okay because they can make a mess at their house then. I mean,
I guess that's true, but there's a part of me that's like so weirded out about it. The same way that I'm weirded out about parents that don't let their teenagers have phones. Like it was a different world when I was growing up. So like having a phone or not having a phone is a different story. But now if you send your 13-year-old to school without a phone or any experience with it, I mean, she's going to school with kids who have their own podcasts and have million followers. I really feel like what are you protecting your kid from?
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? I know we've had this conversation before, but if you're on your phone, just like we are right now on our computer, that's our relationship. We need to get back to playing outside again.
Sort of. So then hear me out.
That to where you put the technology down and you actually have conversations with people.
Okay, but here's another story, though, that I'm going to say is very related to you and I in our relationship. So, like my young girl, she does not, we've gone to the same school, we've been in the same area for quite some time. And I'm telling you, she does not have anyone at her vibration level. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
So when she plays with these other kids, it's not fulfilling her. It's not making her feel better. She doesn't feel like she's enjoying herself. But, she has a friend who lives up north and she'll jump on the phone and that refuels her, right? So because they have the same conversation, they love each other, they feel for each other, they have that same vibration. So is it more beneficial for her to be out there with those losers or be on a phone call with someone that she jives with? You know what I mean? I think technology can help gap that. And I'm definitely not saying that we go 100% digital or anything, but I am saying there's some benefit to it that I think that parents are not letting their kids have.
I think there's some of that, but then there's the other part too, that it's just overused. And I think we've crossed that line of we're constantly on our phones, right? Rather than actually saying hi to people. When I go for a walk, I have my headphones in, but I'm not listening to anything.
Huh.
Here's Two reasons. One is that sometimes I just don't feel like peopling. Like I've had enough peopling and I just want to be outside with my pup. And there's all kinds of other neighbors that are outside with their pups, and I just don't want to talk to anybody. So I just keep those in. The other
Nothing's worse than when I'm like mid sweat and I'm trying so hard to get there, and I'm gonna get a 10-minute mile today. And they're like, "Good morning." I'm like,
well, that's the great thing of why one of the reasons why I moved into the neighborhood I did is because people actually say hello to each other on the street, which is awesome. So that part is fantastic. But the other reason why I wear my earbuds too is sometimes it's not the safest neighborhood. So that way for me, I can just quickly say, you know who, call,
absolutely,
help. And I'll put it that way. If I say the name, then they'll pop on and say, what the hell do you want? So so there's that reason why I do that, but I don't necessarily have to bring my phone with me either. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we do make a choice, and sometimes I will take it out if I see somebody coming that I don't want to talk. So, there's that piece too.
I use an app.
What was that?
I use an app whenever I go walking or running. Yes. I'll share it with you if you're into it at all. It's called Zombies Run. It's a
my God. I had that one.
I love it.
When it first came out, oh my God, I totally forgot all about it. But you're a runner. I am not running unless something is freaking chasing me.
Well, so I love to use the app, and I have to share because I think this is hysterical. Every time I run, I try it and make a penis out of where I'm going. I can like.
Of course you do.
It makes it so fun for me. I'm like, oh no, I'm not to the tip yet. I better keep going. And then I get done and send it to my sister.
Now. Oh my God. I know how I can do that now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now
then I take a picture of it afterwards with the dick shape of my running path. And then I send it to my sister and I say, that was a hard run.
I love that. Oh my God.
The things we talk about.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of like drawing penises by potholes.
Oh, tell me more about this. I know nothing about this.
So we've had a couple of potholes in the neighborhood, but I have not seen it done here, but I've seen it done in other areas that I've lived in where somebody will spray paint a penis around the pothole and then it gets covered up quicker.
That's how you get shit done.
Yeah,
Oh my God, got it.
Put some graffiti on it and it will get done. Maybe.
That's funny. Oh, I just started to think of all the things around the house for those like honey-do projects.
I wanted this room painted. You walk in there, there's penises everywhere.
Dick on
boobies.
I was just labeling it as your chore.
I wanted to make sure you understood what was girl duties and boy duties. Okay, when you start painting, I want to see that.
That's so funny.
Speaking of paintings, are you done with yours? Not yet?
No, it's so close, but I know.
You got it.
There's something in there. It'll come when it comes, but
I agree. You can't rush the creativity.
Yeah, and I think I'm at a spot. I'm pretty sure I told you this. My friends helped me paint the background of it so far, and so now I'm trying to put my creative, and I'm like stuck. I haven't even put the paint to the canvas since then. I'm just like, it's kind of it'll be fine. It'll be fine, and it's gonna look amazing.
Yeah. Or we can sit on the phone and maybe do the other thing and chat, and then you'll be like, oh.
Maybe I'll just put a giant penis on it and have my husband do it.
But you have to hang it where it goes, and then you'll get it. Okay, we got squirreled.
I love it when we scroll though. It's one of my favorites. Okay. So going back to don't say yes to everything. It's definitely getting you in a spot where you're doing everything, right?
Yes.
And this is the part that I think gets everyone is that like you wait till you feel ready.
Yeah,
Like,
you just got to do it.
Just got to do. Sometimes, I mean,
just got to do it.
Why
just like we are. We're doing it.
Why is motivation so unreliable? Like, why can I not pull it out right now and paint that painting?
Because you've got other priorities. And if your brain is neurodivergent like mine, it's you got to wait for that to pop up again.
Right.
And so work with your brain and not against it.
But at the same time, we're talking about something extra, like something that I want to do, something that sounds fun, that is will make my house look better, but it is not something I have to do. It is not dinner. No one's going to die if I don't do this, right? Yes. But there's a lot of things that I have on my list that I feel like you have to do, whether you like it or not in that moment. Like I can't let things slide.
Yeah. But there's those must do's, and then there's the should do's or you want to do, and the should do's and want to do's kind of fall to the side because your must do's are like what your main focus is.
And if you get those must do's out, once you get on that like must do checklist high, it makes it so much easier to do the things that you want to do too. Because I feel like when I wake up in the morning and I do my chores before my kids go off to school, it is a completely different morning for me. And I notice this. And even though I notice it, sometimes I don't always follow through with it, right? Like I know that it's the right thing to do. I'm a better Jen whenever I wake up and get my chores done before everyone leaves the house.
Yes.
But what do you do on the days that you don't feel like it?
Some days, if I look at, like, there are some days where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't have any motivation today, or it's raining out, or it's like, I just blew my mind out for the last 3 days and I just need to re-energize. It's okay to take those days, but you need to be the best judge of it to figure out, is this a day that I can just, maybe spend on the couch or laying in my bed? Or is this a day where I need to push myself because that was the old me and I want to become the new me? So you have to make that decision for yourself and what in that moment where your heart really lies. Because I think that's the part.
It's so interesting. I'm thinking about last week's discussion too. And we talked about how creating, so sometimes motivation isn't there, right? We talked about that, about how consistency is what helps hold you through that on days that you're not motivated. But one thing that really stuck with me last time when we were talking is that you, that it only takes 5 minutes to create that, right? So if you don't have time to finish that project, or even 2, as we were talking about, that if you don't have time to finish it, at least it's still acting as like a placeholder for things in the future. But I thought it was really interesting that it can take time to build that habit. Like you were saying, almost up to a year, even 265 days. So if that's the case, like go easy on yourself, give yourself some room to feel and breathe into these new things, but also don't wait till you're ready, because if you consistently do that, where you're doing those couple of minutes every single day, when you don't do it, it will feel off in a way of like, I didn't brush my teeth today. Not in a way like I have to do this, my whole life is going to be terrible. You're just like, this doesn't feel right, and I got to make it right before the day continues.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I mean by it. You need to go by what your heart feels, right? And for me, it's getting to the point where I rarely do that, and I 99% of the time get up and do my morning routine, no matter if I'm going to have a relaxing day or if I'm going to have a really full day like today. No matter what, I always do my morning routine, period. And for like what you said about the dishes and stuff like that, if I can set up my day at the night before, then it just makes my life so much easier to get up and go, oh, I don't have to, clean the kitchen because I did that the night before. And it's just one thing that's just off your list. So
Absolutely.
figuring that out too definitely helps. But I don't know how I would handle it. And maybe this is something you can give insight to, is how do you handle it when you have kids? Because that just throws a whole nother wrench into that whole dynamic. Right?
How do you handle not waiting to feel ready before you do something? Is that what you're asking? Like,
yeah, with kids. Yeah. Because,
yeah,
that's
right.
a
They'll give you a reason. I'll tell you that. You can't not. I mean, I think with kids, I think we all know this. Like, everyone prefers to have a script, right? Like, everyone wants to know their checklist items that they have to do. They want to have breakfast at the same time every single day, whether they say it or not. That structure is really important to them. And when you break up that structure because you're not feeling ready to do the thing that you need to do, it hurts so bad. That's one of those things where you're like, you're your worst enemy in that. Like, you're the one causing this problem. If you could just stay on your 2-minute schedule and give the kid the food at the time that they needed it, life would be so much better for the rest of it. And, and I think when you're really, truly not feeling it, because I think with parenting, you kind of just have to do things that you don't feel like doing all the time. In fact, is that like the subtitle of parenting? It's like, parenting, do things you don't want to do all the time.
Exactly. You no longer own your own life.
There comes a point where those voices in your head, when you're doing the dishes again, and you're like, why am I the only one doing this? Why do I feel like I have this giant burden? And that's the time when you really need to focus on, A, are these things that you need to be doing? And B, is there anyone that can help you? Like, anyone at all. Sometimes the neighbor across the street can watch your kid for 2 minutes while you do the dishes so that you can bang the drawers around, because maybe you need to do that to feel better about your life in the moment. But I think that it really is important to recognize when you're feeling that way. My girlfriend had this really cute thing that she would do that I loved a lot. Whenever she felt extremely overwhelmed by her kids and she wasn't able to like straighten herself out, she would put herself in timeout. And I loved it so much, because she'd be like, I can't right now. I'm not being the mom I want to be. I need to go into timeout. And so then she would close her room and put a timer on for 3 minutes and like work through her feelings, and then she'd come back out. And as silly as that is, like a 3-minute reset as an adult with kids, oh man, wouldn't you have prayed for something like that? I mean, I know I have.
Yes. Well, see, in our brains, at least neurodivergent brains, and from my experience, is that I crave structure, but I also need flexibility. So being able to do my morning routine, sometimes I mix it up a little bit, but most of the time it's, I have my standard morning routine. The rest of the day, I kind of leave flexible for however I'm feeling, but I do know exactly what I need to get done for the day. And again, I do all that the night before to figure out, what do I need to do today? This morning was kind of a weird, chaotic moment, as we talked about earlier. But I think it's, if you can structure your day and be able to follow it for most of the day, you're going to feel that stress lower than having more unexpected days. So put your routines together, stick to your routines, be consistent with them. And if you happen to not be consistent with them, that's okay. Just pick it up again. It's not like you failed. It's, you just put it down for a little bit, return to it. It's okay.
Absolutely. And I love the idea of doing that before you go to bed. I think that there was a time in my life that I would wake up in the morning and do that. And just recently I switched to nighttime. And I want to share that I feel like, because I'm more aware of what's going to happen the next day, I feel more ready for it. Like, like I'm not blindsided that I'm like, oh my God, I have to do something big today. Like, take the kids to the dentist. You know what I mean? It's already planned out. I knew about it in advance. And then so whenever I open the to-do list for that day, I'm like, yep, seen this before. Let's get to it.
Yeah. I think part of it too is like, so my daughter has 2 boys too that are almost they're early double digits, right? And so their life is just all over the place, kind of chaotic, and that's okay. That's just how their household is. But I think about it and think about when I was a mom full time back in the day when my kids were done. I wish I would have stuck to that routine and, you know, had a clear structured day for my kids, because I can remember coming home from school and just being exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know why I was so exhausted, but I would go to my room right away, and my parents wanted me to do my chores right away, right? First thing you do when you get home is your homework and then chores. And my first thing that I wanted to do was to go freaking take a nap.
Absolutely.
I was masking all day long and I was so exhausted. And all I wanted to do was to just decompress, re-energize. But my parents were like, let's go, let's go, let's go. But they didn't understand that. So I think when you take a look at what do you want your life to be, who do you want to become, setting up your days so that it's more automatic or it's more in habit form rather than trying to piecemeal stuff together.
Because the phrase we said last week, and I totally took this away from it, motivation gets you started. Discipline is the practice that keeps you consistent.
Exactly.
I loved that so much.
Exactly.
Okay. So for today, if you take anything from today, what do you think? I'm thinking that we should stop saying yes to things that drain you.
Definitely. Don't say yes because you feel like you need to. Take a pause and use some of the phrases that are going to come out in my book if you need them. But one of my favorite ones is, I don't know yet. I need to go check my calendar. Let me get back to you.
I loved that. I loved that very much. I think that's a good thing. And then I say do less, but do it on purpose.
Yes. And do it scared.
Yeah, do it scared.
Anyways, just do it. Like we are right now. We're just doing it.
Okay. And then so for our series of pocket praises, we're about to leave you guys. But when we leave you, we want to make certain that you have something to keep yourselves entertained for the week before we get back to you next week with our topics. But okay. So my pocket praise this week is you're not overwhelmed. You're committed.
Nice. Change it to a positive viewpoint. I love that. My pocket phrase today is growth happens when frustration is achievable. So the more frustrated you are, your growth is going to happen. So don't quit because you're frustrated. Go with the frustration and turn it into growth.
Do it frustrated.
Do it frustrated. Just like,
I like that.
Scared.
Yeah.
And DP 8002 said, do it now. Do it now.
Absolutely. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We're like, okay.
So I think that's us for today. All right, besties. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah, you got it. We'll see you next week at same time.
Yay. Love you all.
Love you. Bye.